What's good, everyone? It's your boy Sifu G, the Esoteric Warrior. Hope everyone's doing good. Alright, so someone asked me about the kickboxing fight that I lost. My first fight, I was 16, and I was fighting a 23-year-old guy from Europe. And he was so ripped. He was bald like me, but I had hair back then. And he was full of tats. It was his first fight in Australia, I found out, but he was the European karate champion. And I remember most of the fight, except near the end. So it started off in the dressing room, warming up with my coach, or Sifu John Suttle, and I was nervous as hell. I just won the gold medal in Hapkido in semi-contact, and I then wanted to try myself in full contact, so I went to kickboxing, and my first fight I lost. Anyway, I'm in the dressing room, I've got me wraps on, and I was so scared and nervous. I don't know if any of you have fought before in combat sports, but the nerves can fuck you up before you even get in the ring, and that's what it did to me. So I was going to the toilet almost every 2 minutes, just couldn't stop pissing, and I was so nervous. And I think John Suttle knew that, my teacher, and he said, just go out there like you usually train and enjoy it rather than think too much. Anyway, I never saw the guy until we hopped in the ring. So he's gone out first, and then I've come out. And as soon as I saw him, he was just massive, because I was weighing 80. I was light heavyweight at 16, and I had a few pounds on. I won the Hapkido, like I said, and I was, you think that you're fast, you're flexible, you're good. Hapkido, Taekwondo, you got fast and flexible legs. And then you get into the full contact, and the power is different, and the bodies are different, and the stamina is different. And I've gone out and I saw him, and he's just muscled up. And here I am, a young 16-year-old. I was fit, but I didn't take it as serious as I should have, if I remember. I did like 3 training sessions a week, and then on my days off I might have did some cardio, but I wasn't fully committed, so to speak. Like I thought this might be an easy fight, because I knocked out 2 of the guys in the Hapkido. First one, knockout, 1 kick, bang, axe kick, and he had to go to hospital. My mother was there, couple of friends were there. I had to turn my back to the crowd and kneel in shame. And I got in trouble for being too aggressive. And I said, well, he's trying to fucking hurt me, and I'm going to try and fucking hurt him. That's just the way combat is. Don't try to tell me to be nice about it, because I'm only small compared to the people I fight at my weight. So I've got to be aggressive, right? But smart aggressive. Aggressive but in control, that's what you want, right? Controlled aggression. Anyway, I've walked out of the dressing room. I've got a couple of my kickboxing brothers with me, and one was with the water, and I got John Sutter was not in my corner. Oh no, he was in my corner. Second fight, he wasn't in my corner. And I've seen this guy, and I've gone, I got to fight this guy. And they said, yeah. And I'm like, I was psyched out just by the look of him. He was mean looking. And anyway, hopped in the ring, standing there, and I'm looking across, and he's just so hyped. He just wanted to get on with it. And I'm like, turn around to me coaches. I said, oh, fuck, and they said, just relax, guys, go out there and do like you do at training, make it all work. touch gloves, and it was on. And all the rules that I knew of kickboxing went out the window. I was trying to survive for my life, and he was a hard puncher, hard kicker. But round one finished, and this guy's covered in blood. I thought it was mine because I was getting tagged. And no, I've got this guy a few good strikes, obviously. And then I knew by the first round I've used up a lot of my cardio. My gas tank was from full to, and plus don't forget when you're nervous, it can zap you, and you get the wobbly legs. You got no power in your legs and arms. Second round starts, and bang, we're banging on, and I started just tackling him like in football, and the ref goes, "Gary, do you know the rules?" And I'm like, yeah, like I know the rules. And they kept stopping it because I was trying to kick the groin. I was doing everything illegal just to win. I was just not in the zone. I was out of my comfort zone. And then second round finished, and I'm sitting there and I could hardly breathe. Like my mouth guard just felt like cardboard. And they're giving me water, and I'm like this. And John Suttle said to me, he goes, "Gary, believe it or not, you're actually winning on points, right? Because back then there was a kick count, right? So you had to have, what's this thumb thing? There was a kick count, and you had to, I think, throw and land 12 kicks or 10 kicks before they start counting points. So you have to get all these kicks out, and remember, kicking takes a lot out of you, especially when you're fighting, right? And I've got me 12 kicks out, whatever. Third round, I've come out and I was just gassed. I knew I wasn't going to make it. And I've stood up, and it's gone ding, and this guy come flying across the ring, and he must have hit me or kicked me with something, and that's where I just covered up, and I think I was winded, but I wouldn't go down, and I think I copped a fair bit of punishment, because wait till you hear what happened. Siffer John Suttle threw the towel in, and I looked at him and I've gone, "Fucking thanks, Siffer," like this, and he goes, "No, you did really well, and you're up against the European karate champion." It's his first fight in Australia in kickboxing, but he was pretty good, obviously, in Europe. Anyway, Siffer John Suttle said, "I threw the towel in, Gaz, because I'd rather you not pull away from kickboxing if that's what you like to do. I don't want to see you get hurt, and you can fight another day." And I just said to him, "Thanks." I wasn't busted up or anything, but this guy was covered in blood. I don't know what I did to him. I did everything illegal, obviously, except elbows and knees. And then the doctor came over and, checks your eyes and asks how you're going. I was just totally lethargic, like I've been through a war. It was only 3 rounds, 2-minute rounds, so it's only 6 minutes in that fight, but fuck me dead, man. Like, if you haven't done it before and you haven't trained hard enough, it can be hell in there, and you got to take it serious. After the fight, gone to the dressing room, I was sitting there, took off the wraps, and I started getting a massive pounding headache. And I'm like, oh shit. And it was in Chinatown at the Jim Woo Koon School under Chuck Fay's gym. And I think it was Siffer Mick Spinks of Jim Woo Koon. The guy was fighting under him. And Mick Spinks said, "Great fight, Gaz," because I actually trained a few lessons at his school. We used to always travel around. Siffer John Suttle knew all the teachers, so we'd spar kickboxers at this gym one weekend, this weekend at another gym, Thai boxing gym that weekend, just to get our experience, right? You got to always continue to spar and so forth. And anyway, the match finished and I had a little bit of a headache and it was pounding. I got dressed and I walked from Chinatown. I was trying to walk from Chinatown to home, and I only made it up George Street in the main city, and my head started pounding, and I was closing my eyes, and I was just trying just trying to make it home. Like, I was fully concussed, obviously, right? And it's pounding and pounding, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I closed my eyes, and I was just open and close, just knowing that I'm not walking into people. And then I closed my eyes, and then I opened, and I'm walking along the middle of the yellow lines in the road, right? And that's when I'm like, holy shit. So I pulled over a taxi and drove me to my parents' house. Got out the taxi, paid the taxi, walked in. The door was locked, so Mum opened the door. My screen's just gone blank, back on now. And Mum goes, how did you go? And I just vomited. And I said, I didn't win, right? And anyway, I went in and I slept. And apparently it's not good to sleep when you've got a concussion, so I heard. But I did, and I slept for a long time. But the next week I went back to training, and Sifu John Suttle knew a lot about hypnosis. So he goes, come over to my house and I want to try something on you guys. Because he goes, you were winning, but your nerves got you before you even started. And I want to try and work on that mentally for you. So I've gone over to Sifu John's house. He put me in his chair and he put me under with all these different things and made my arm float up. I remember my arm was floating up, and a visualization that he gave me changed everything for the rest of my other fights, because I knocked out, I think, 3 fights after I knocked each one of them out. And the visualization was, all right, Gary, and I was like, under with my arm stuck like this, so it was just really weird. And he goes, see your old self in that fight, the Gary that was scared, couldn't pull off the strikes that he was good at, the cardio wasn't up to scratch, and then see that old Gary going out one side of the ropes, and a new confident Gary, a strong Gary, powerful Gary, and landing strikes and all that. And then I come to, I felt like, okay, that was pretty cool. And then my next fight, I was amped. I was ready to go. Walked out. Everyone has nerves. Of course, no one wants to get knocked out in front of friends and family and other people watching, but this is combat and shit happens. So my next fight, I fought a third dan black belt 25-year-old of some karate style. He came to our gym a few times to spar, and I didn't mind him. He was a nice guy, but I think he was there just to see me on who he's going to be fighting in that next month or two. Anyway, I went out there, knocked him out in the third round with a right hook. I weaved under, went whack and dropped him. And it's just those little things that a teacher can tell you and change your whole mental attitude. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had that experience, but it was such a great experience to go through something like that. So yes, I lost my first fight. A lot of people do, but it didn't discourage me, right? Because warriors are warriors. I made it. I played football, grade, represented the state a few times. So I've always been competitive. I've boxed, judo, the whole lot. And just to have someone like Sifu John Suttle, the most beautiful man and human being I've ever met. I hope he's still alive. I have so much respect for him. We did speak a couple of years ago and I knew he was a little unwell. I did try to reach out to him, but I didn't get a reply, so I'm hoping nothing's happened. And I hope he's good. But things like that are just beautiful memories, and just never give up on any of your dreams. All right, so that's my kickboxing fight of my first one. And nerves, if you've never fought before, like I said in the podcast with Sifu John, if you've never fought before, in just sparring in class, once you get into fighting in competition, there's another level of fear, another level of still a bit crook. Another level of fear, nerves go through the roof. But it's such an amazing experience and journey. I'm so glad in my younger years I've done all that, and I'll definitely tell people to train Kung Fu, to go in and test themselves. That's the best we can do as a martial artist, and that will make your school even more proud that we're not just form fairies, we're actually fighters as well. So Kung Fu, kickboxing, Sifu John Suttle was also a Kung Fu teacher, and he mixed the kickboxing with Wing Chun Mokka and some Chorley fight, I think it was. So it was such a great experience, and I hope any of you young people that are starting and watching my channel, if you get into the sport combat and it's part of you as a warrior and that fighting spirit, never give up. Even if you've lost one, two, doesn't matter. What matters is you went back out there and you tried and you tried and you tried. Just like life, right? Life knocks you down, you get back up. The stress of life is nothing compared to going out and fighting another man, right? Another person that wants to be hungry just like you to win, and having that type of drive will only make you a better and stronger person mentally and in the heart. So that is my experience, my first kickboxing fight when I was 16. All right, so I hope that is a little something, and I thought I'd share it because I didn't share it on the podcast, and I thought I'd answer that question about my kickboxing first fight, why I lost, and it was due to nerves and not taking it as serious in my training as I thought I was. When I look back at it, I could have done a lot more. I could have been a lesser weight, but coming from Hapkido with a gold medal, you get a bit of a, I did pretty well at Hapkido. I flogged them there. And to go, and then when I went to kickboxing, I had that speed, that flexibility, but the power is different, like I said, and the aggression is different, and the rules are a little different. All right, everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that, and till next time, Tao bless, look after yourselves, and keep warm. Cheers.